There comes a point in your Final Fantasy XIV adventure when you hit the Shadowbringers expansion and oh, I needed on some of that. I've heard of this from legend, websites, and shout calls. The Hunt Train, a huge departure to what I was used to. 2.3, possibly the greatest patch in 14 history, dropped with this feature. The Hunt, or amongst the greater player base, HUNTS, dropped and it was an absolute mess. It brought with it rewards that were too good for anyone to pass up, and as such, it was the most demanded thing. A quick moment of remembrance for those PS3 users that restricted this game for way too long.
First blood.
There was Mark Bills and B ranks which were soloable hunts, but the real meat on the bone was the A rank and S rank baddies. The community tried to pull something together through hunt reporting websites and link shells, but what ensued was almost entitlement to people to get the rewards on something that's been announced. Pre-polling that happened caused a crazy, chaotic scene. Witch hunts on banning these players from link shells was prevalent, on my server at least, and overall I just found the whole politics of it funny. Clearly this style of gameplay wasn't what the devs were aiming for. The S ranks, maybe, but the A ranks were fought over with blood, and such future iterations never had as great rewards, and demand fell. This brings us to now. You can often just find them chilling for a few hours, and nobody would bat an eye. Ain't that right, red ass? I'll poach you for my own. Even got little green supporting me. Never mind. The Secret Society of Hunts. These majestic planned out trains that the Final Fantasy XIV community has grown to accept. The efficiency is uncanny and swift. The Witchers get their rewards, and the head of the communities get their mounts and titles. I'm not sure why anyone would actually want to run these things. Please comment to enlighten me. So where do you get into them? I needed to find out. Link shells are still used to some degree, but most people have moved off the game to the enchanted land of Discord. All it takes is a message to get your punk ass to Fort Job on whatever server and get there within 10 minutes or you'll be left in the dust. So I did. If you snooze, you goddamn lose. This part I call the mount off. The flexing of the community. Prizes to be shown. Usually raid mounts or hard to achieve steeds. 10 minutes of mingling and it's announced. The first target. And we never stop. The train is in full effect. If you get a teleport request, someone knows more than you. Just take it, or you end up missing them, like I did. A touch of info on these A ranks themselves. If you stand on the side at melee range, you're normally good. The only trouble you get is from this shit stain, called the Mudman, and his lethal AoE attacks. I did get a hang of the pace, and made myself the teleport master. I was slinging my boys locations with pace to ensure good reward amounts. The train is led by the conductor, and some guys get real into it. Choo-choos everywhere. These boys get melted. We are here for the nuts. It goes without saying your nutsack needs emptied on a regular occurrence and you don't want to go in full. At the moment the nut rewards are a bit underwhelming. Some minions, materia and bits. There is this mount, but honestly, I just wouldn't. Eventually we'll get some gear upgrades in the next 5.3, we're hoping. Hit a few of these and your weekly tombstone is dealt with, which is great. I think this is one of the most positive things the community has come up with. A far cry from its first implementation, and I applaud those that do selfless work to maintain the balance. At the end, thank yous ring the chat, and all's going well, the last hunt might end with a rave cave. And the hunt train is complete. So you finish off by returning to the Crystarium and emptying your nutsack.